Other interesting business news, you have Apple stock down $200 billion after China bans government use. Now, that sounds like a lot of money because it is. I mean, that's literally more money than most people can conceivably imagine. But that actually equated to only about 3%. So overall, not too bad. They had a 3% drop last Thursday, then a 3% drop last Wednesday. So a little misspoke is a couple more, is aggregate. And it's one of those issues where you have several reports where China government is banning workers from using Apple's iPhones. And that's not so good. Now, it looks like specifically China's ordered officials at the central government agencies not to bring iPhones in the office or use them for work. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. They report that, and they're unclear on how wide the ban is. This is perhaps some of the worst news for Apple, not only because they manufacture a lot of products there, of course, which helps them to be the most profitable technology company on the planet, bar none, but it's also because they sell a lot of iPhones there. China is Apple's third largest market and represents 18% of their yearly revenue. Specifically in 2022, that was 18% of their whole revenue. So that's why when it comes to geopolitical politics and relations with other countries, you'll notice that Tim Cook is very apolitical, if not, I would actually argue he is very accommodating towards Chinese policies, and he's very accommodating towards their messaging. He is scared to death to disrupt anything with that relationship. Makes sense from a certain perspective, because again, most of the parts of the iPhone are there, most of the assembly is happening there, and it's one of their largest markets. And I know it's cliche to say, but the market is also growing as more and more people in China, even with the economic uncertainty, and there are issues economically in China with the aging population. There are still people increasing in their income and starting to buy more Apple products. So it'll be interesting to see how things go from here. Granted, this is just government devices, but you never know. Will China just ban all of them just out of symbolism? Because again, there's a pseudo trade war going on right now. Well, I was going to say not so much a pseudo trade war. The U.S. and China are both having the blocking of technologies and products from each other. You have the White House administration, Biden administration, actually ban the import, or rather the sale of AI-designed semiconductors and chips to China, because that makes sense from a certain perspective, because that's the most advanced, scary technology to a lot of people. We don't know what it's going to be capable of doing. So, and that's one of the things the Chinese market lacks is semiconductor technologies. The most advanced semiconductors on the planet are usually manufactured in Taiwan, another precarious political situation U.S. should probably do something about or do more about to protect them, my 3 cents. But it's also one of those issues where China desperately needs those semiconductors. So China saw the U.S. put that ban. Well, they're going to react with different bans on their own. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Apple is such a diverse company, and granted, they're probably going to grow in other countries as well. But how widespread will the ban be in China, and are they hoping Apple does something to fix the situation? Is it something, hopefully something as simple as a miscommunication error? But it'll be interesting because the U.S. banned Huawei, which, again, that's basically China's Apple. They make incredibly advanced technologies by copying, so more of a copy-paste than actually internal development for many parts. But the U.S. actually banned all those products in the United States for consumers, and they even banned, or specifically as well as telecom communication devices, because they found there was a little spyware hidden in there. So there's a lot of things going on with the global economy, and there's a lot of uncertainties. But overall, given Apple's long-term unprecedented success rate, I figure long-term they'll be just fine. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, I know it's ambitious, but we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of September. So if you click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, I really appreciate the feedback as we try to make the show better and better. Slowly but surely, perhaps, getting better at my enunciation and slowing down my speech patterns, as many of you in the comments noted that was something you did not appreciate and you wanted me to work on. So that's something where we're working together to make this show better and better. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.